And we're back. Sorry about that. Bit of technical issues as ever. The beauty of kind of live streaming. But hopefully you're still there. And we were just talking about Pink. And
we were.
And she was saying that she's really delighted that, well, she's quite proud that, you know, she hasn't managed to lose her baby weight 6 weeks after having a baby, and how normal that makes her.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're kind of, would you really expect? But I don't know, in that world of celebritism.
In that world, I don't know. I mean, I haven't lost my baby weight, and my daughter's 5 now, and I'm still like making holes in my leggings and all sorts. So I guess it is a very different world. We love Pink, and normally I think she's spot on, but with this one I feel she hasn't quite hit the mark with the regular mums. But I don't know, what about you guys? Maybe 6 weeks was, you were back. I think she's also said that she's starting to go back to the gym now. She's starting using a personal trainer after 6 weeks. So I don't think I was out of my dressing gown after 6 weeks, let alone having a personal trainer.
And I guess she's not saying 6 weeks and look at me. She's kind of saying, oh, it's 6 weeks and I'm still completely the same. And I just think, you know, that's kind of, maybe she just meant, look, I haven't made an effort to lose any weight yet. So, and I think we've got who have we got? Oh, we had Charlotte there.
Hi, Stacey.
And
Stacey. I lost my baby weight. I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's eating healthy as well, Stacey. Yeah, it's not necessarily about the weight you're losing, is it? It's actually about just looking after yourself and making sure you're getting the sleep and the vitamins and all that business.
And let's face it, at that time, for us in kind of normal life, where we're not being photographed, where we're not being packed, it's the last thing we want to be thinking about is losing weight at that point. What you're thinking about is, in fact, for me, 6 weeks was when I almost started to emerge. It was like, oh, I kind of begin to understand this thing called a baby, and I'm sort of getting my head around it, and started feeling a bit more like myself, and I could come out a little bit. But a lot of the experts say actually you shouldn't really be even worrying about it till about 9 months, because your body takes a long time to readjust. Those organs have to move around and re-establish themselves.
Rhiannon's saying 3 weeks, Rhiannon. I'm in no hurry. Well, I hope at 3 weeks you're getting the rest that you need and relaxing and not worrying in the slightest. But we hope you're doing well. So you're up at this time of the day. You're not having enough at the moment, so you're doing well.
And we love that. We love it when celebs are really honest, and I think that it's interesting. A story that caught our eye this morning was Fern Cotton has been talking about being really honest about the depression that she struggled with, and of course we all think Fern Cotton is just one of the most sorted celebs. She is amazing. She seems very calm. She seems just in a really good place. Yeah. And she said, you know, underneath all that, for some of the time she was really struggling. It seems to be it was before she had her children. Yeah. But we know that depression pre-baby, but particularly post-baby, is a really big thing. So I think it's great when people do come out and share that. Yeah,
when the celebs are honest, it makes us feel we can be a bit more honest about those things. And those celebs that we think have it all good, it's not always like that, is it? So,
no, absolutely.
So fair dues for fun. I'm going to show you the prize again because, let's just read what Stacey said. I'm proud of my body and scars, especially my C-section scar. I suffered with PND and post-trauma stress. It's hard.
Right. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard, and that's what we as mums and parents, that's what it's all about. It's about sharing and helping each other and supporting. And that's a big thing for us on MadeForMums, isn't it?
Oh, and Charlotte says most of them are photoshopped anyway. You're probably right. Probably right, Charlotte.
I just can't imagine what it would be like having that spotlight on you. No. And the minute you go out and the papers go, oh, hasn't she lost her baby weight? Oh, hasn't she not lost her baby weight? It's like you can't
Or
win.
Is she pregnant?
Oh,
when you've just been out for curry the night before.
Absolutely. I could certainly qualify for that a few times.
So the prizes again, guys, because we had a bit of a technical glitch there. I'm not going to press the buttons on this one like I did last time, because if you press any button it goes on for about 3 hours, just to warn you. We've got Melody the musical turtle, absolutely gorgeous. And who's that? Rachel, my partner still thinks I look good too. Well, that's nice.
That's the main thing.
And if they tell you they actually think that you look good, that makes you feel good. And this lovely book, Train, so cute, and it's actually got a little track. So while you're reading, your little one can be distracted. with the train. So
My boys would love that.
Yeah,
Would love
Charlotte
that.
said her little girl would love that too. Brilliant.
So now, a bit of humour. Now, I love this. Every time I look at this picture, it makes me laugh. So show us the picture.
Right, guys, have you seen this in the news lately? This is a grown-up human being wrapped, sort of swaddled, and it's a trend in Tokyo called otonomaki. And it's meant to be, hi Claire, and it's meant to be relaxing. And apparently lots of new mums in Japan are trying this out. You go to a therapy centre, you get swaddled, and then you sort of get rocked. And it's meant to make you feel very calm. And also you can have, the white I guess is a calm colour, but you can be swaddled in different colours. I guess red for spiritual and blue for high energy. So guys, if any of you, would you be tempted? I mean, Emmerdale and a cup of tea is more my bag, but we'd love to know. And also, if we get enough people saying they'd like us to do it, we will try it live.
We want to try. We
on
literally
Parenting Live.
saw that and went, oh my God, because I guess you are like in a cocoon. And it's new mums, so is the idea that you're connecting with your baby and what your baby felt
Well,
like?
I guess that's it, because it was...
No, look, sorry, just to interrupt. Laura said exactly what we said about, does it feel claustrophobic?
Yeah.
It wouldn't relax you at all.
Well, Laura, I mean, the theory is that it's kind of like you're getting rocked, and so it's a bit like sort of going back to the womb, and it's meant to loosen your muscles and bones. There is absolutely no scientific evidence that it does any good whatsoever, I should say. But if we get enough people telling us they want to see one of our team do it, we'll have to draw straws, won't we, Susie?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
See who gets swaddled and who does the
New
rocking.
mum swaddling. Yes, definitely.
So tell us if you'd like to try that, guys. Or if anyone's done it before, you never know. Maybe there are some of you that have already done it.
Yeah,
before.
maybe it's come over here already. That would be
Maybe.
very interesting. Or
Maybe.
something else. Maybe, what else? What else helps you relax? And we wanted to talk about, now this is a story that got picked up, I've seen it in a couple of papers today. It's quite an interesting one. So the owner of a baby company, they do a lot of fashion. They also do other stuff too, other baby gear stuff, Jojo Mum and Baby. They've been around for a long time. They have a lot of stores now. And the owner actually has been on, she was on The Apprentice, I remember. She's been on TV and stuff. She did one of those things where she posted on Facebook and she kind of did it in the wrong way. I think she meant to send a kind of
She meant to do it privately and she posted
in public. And it was a site that was actually almost like a Jojo Mum and Baby fan club. It was people who love the stuff so much that they are in a Facebook group and they actually do a lot of reselling and they sell secondhand and they buy from each other, in the way that you do, oh, my daughter's that age or my son's that age, and that's perfect. She came on because she was a bit upset and I think she'd been out, she'd come home late, she'd seen this thing and she just thought, oh, I'm going to quickly type a message, as we all do. And they've really taken a bit of offence, or some of them have been quite upset.
Yeah, well, I mean, what she was getting cross at was that people were reselling Jojo Mum and Baby products second hand, and she sort of said, and she made a sort of comment that people were mad to be spending almost full price for second-hand products. But she was also getting annoyed at the fact that people were taking images from the Jojo Maman website to sell their products, which she said is intellectual property. As a website, we know we do that very thing in order to promote.
Yeah, if you're promoting the product, if we're writing about Jojo Mama Baby stuff, we might use a picture to show. I guess from her point of view, it's a business and it's not kind of helping her in her eyes. Yeah. And I think she just sort of fired off this post. But it was really the bit about, oh, you must be mad to be buying. And they were going, but hang on, this is your lovely product that we're so excited about. We want to buy from each other.
Yeah, Amanda here is saying she should be delighted that people are willing to buy the expensive stuff as nice as it is. I mean, this actually brings on the whole second-hand issue. I would love to know from you guys, do you buy? I don't buy anything new for my daughter. I get everything from car boot sales and charity shops.
Yep. And
rarely new stuff at all.
And when my daughter was little, my sister had had 2 daughters before, and so there was basically I'd go there and she'd give me this big black plastic bag.
Yeah.
My daughter had no idea that it wasn't new. You know, it's like, oh, new clothes. And
New to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we passed that on, and in fact some of them were quite unisex, and so my boys had them as well.
Oh.
And then there was a point where she then wanted to buy from certain shops,
yes,
because she got to an age where it was about a bit more fashion, and obviously the hand-me-downs were began to get a little bit dated because they were quite sort of fashionable, or not so fashionable now.
But you might as well save your money for the younger days, because it will get to a point where they're not going to be happy with the second-hand stuff, and you are going to the shops, isn't it?
But then I would put the other side, because I did buy, and particularly when she was very little, and with the boys, I actually really enjoyed buying clothes for them. And if I was going to spend anything, I'd kind of, I stopped buying anything for me, and I just started buying it for them.
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed that, and I can see that it can be a real pleasure.
Yeah,
it's like really nice things.
Charlotte's just said she likes buying new clothes, and it's nothing against second-hand clothes, but it is quite nice to go out and buy yourself new stuff, and for your kids. Stacey Ann, I have things from the family. I give my friends, family and church, charity shops and school and preschool, and donate the clothes back as well, which is a nice idea.
Absolutely,
so.
and I think, it just reminds me of a story that we ran recently, and you'd written about having your baby, when Bodhi was a baby, in the baby grows. And I was one of those people who just thought that what you did, baby grows were for night time. Mm-hmm. And I think I had mine in proper clothes for about 2 weeks, because I just thought that's what you did. I didn't know. And it's really interesting, because we had such a debate.
Yeah. So we'd love to know from you about that as well, guys.
Yeah.
Whether you do the proper clothes for your little ones, or I was a baby grow mum. For everything, all the time, all day and all night.
And when we were doing the awards judging, we talked about that, and we had a real mix. We had people who said, someone said their child was still in baby grows at 18 months, and I did think, oh, that's quite interesting.
I think I'd both. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, didn't quite get that, but then there we go. You see, horses for courses, each to their own, and there's no right, there's no wrong. I think going back to second hand, the one thing you have to be careful of, because it is so brilliant that you buy things second hand. When you have a baby, it's so unbelievably expensive. There are so many things to buy, and then of course most of us have reduced our hours, and you might, if you're lucky, you're getting a bit of maternity allowance, but that runs out pretty quickly, and so your money's going down, your income's going down, but the expenses are just going through the roof. And there are great things you can buy. So many different ways now you can buy second hand, but there are certain things where you do have to be really careful, like car seats. If you don't know the history, it's really not a good thing to kind of buy to get a second-hand car seat. There was recently the case with the bed nest where that had been bought second-hand, and the instructions weren't there. And of course, this is the other thing, and we've you need to make sure you've got the instructions. And with car seats, it's not really something you want to get wrong.
Yeah,
really don't. So
for clothes we think it's great. We're all for it, but for those bigger,
but other things that and I know with cot mattresses, they're another thing you shouldn't buy second hand. But other than that, there are loads of things, and it's not just buying, is it? It's passing around. So it's again being that friend who can just go, I've got one of those.
Yeah.
And I was hearing on the radio the other day, someone was talking about a pram, and they'd been given it by a woman in the street almost, who had overheard her saying she hadn't got one, and she'd used it for all her children and passed it down to their children.
Aww.
And then they just passed it on to another family in the village, and it was like about 25 years of this pram. It's fantastic.
We've had quite a few mums saying their kids are better dressed than them.
Definitely
relate to that.
absolutely. No, it definitely gets fun.
Talking of money when it comes to your kids, how about if you were to discover that you were having quads? So we've got a mum on our very own MadeForMums forum. If you haven't been on there, do check it out, because there's some really interesting chat going on there. And a woman has just found out she's pregnant with 4 girls. And she's put out a call out to our mums and you guys, because she wants to think of some names, and she really likes traditional names. But with 4 to think of, that's a lot of names to think of. So if any of you guys have got ideas for what you'd go for if you were having 4 girls.
So what would you do?
Oh, what would I? Well, we have been discussing this in the team, and we had a couple of ideas. One of our team, Elizabeth, who's producing the show today, really liked the sort of the first letter the same, like the Kardashians. So, and the old-fashioned names. So we were thinking Mabel, Maud, Martha, and Millie. Oh, Alice, Stacey said that's nice. Yes, because she's like. And then the other thing was a theme. So maybe gemstones. So maybe ruby, opal, diamond, and emerald.
Yeah,
like
now and I have to say,
olive. That's nice.
Olive's
Rachel.
nice.
Rose. Yeah.
You see, now this is what I like. So there are different names coming in. So I've got twins, and I have a real thing about them being different. They just because they're non-identical, just because they were born on the same day. They're just brothers who happen to be born on the same day. And there's a whole thing with twins, whether you kind of have almost matching names. And I'm definitely in the camp where you don't match, so they have very different names. And to me, this is just how do I think of 4 girls' names? Yeah. But I really wouldn't do the the Kardashian, K thing. Oh,
well, you see, I only have one daughter. I'm not having another, but if I had another, and my daughter's called Bodhi, and if I had another, I'd call her Bindi.
Lilies coming up.
Lilies.
A couple of lilies. That's
2 lilies. So we've got some. I'm sure she'd also be up for any office of babysitting as well as names.
Oh, and Stacey's used her middle name there.
Oh, so Stacey's gone for 2 A's because she thought of Anne and Alice. So you're doing that theme thing.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Not
so
sure,
we'd love to hear your
sure.
ideas, and we will. I can't remember the lady's name off the top of my head, but we will pass on all the ideas because she's actually specifically put a call out asking for mums to come up with things. Because I guess if you're doing middle names as well, that's a lot of names to think of, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I guess it's really interesting. We'd love to know how you came up with your baby name. Did you ask people? Because it's a real personal thing, and you and your partner have got to agree, which is one of the hardest things. And then how do you make sure that, do you actually go out and tell people? And what happens if you don't choose the one that they recommended? Does that get difficult?
Oh, Stacey, you've gone for an Amelia. I see what you're definitely doing. And we had another lady who said if she'd had a girl, she would have called her Juno, which I think is lovely.
Yes, and there was a Zelda
Sky.
there. See, you could have A to Z
we could
with
go
a couple in the middle.
We could talk about this forever, couldn't we?
We want to hear from you.
We do.
Let us know what you think.
Baby names, yeah. And once more, I'm just going to show these prizes. So we've got this lovely train book with a little train, and just gorgeous sort of scenery, and your little one can toot the train through there. And we also have this rather cute melody, musical touch. Should I press the buttons again? Yeah.
We can dance on the way out because it's time for us to say goodbye. So we'll be back soon with some more Made for Mums Live. Thank you very much. We want to keep reading what you're saying. Keep posting up, and one of you can win this amazing, noisy toy.
We'll announce the winner tomorrow.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye.